Hello and welcome again to Thank FECK It's Friday with Guesty. Just a brief run over some news headlines of what's happened in the week and a few world news stories. And we'll start with Tony Pulis completing his Tower Challenge, which he had to cycle from Paris to Le Havre, then from Le Havre he had to get in a wooden rowing boat and row across the channel. Then once they arrived at Brighton, they had to make the way to London in each way and every way to get to London. So congratulations, Tony, on completing that challenge, which I think you said was the hardest one you've done. Just a bit of local news. Middlesbrough FC are to attend a job fair at Middlesbrough Town Hall on the 6th of June 2018. That'll start at 10 AM and that'll go on till 3 PM. They'll be there with other employers, so if you want to go work down the riverside, go meet some people from MFC, and you never know, you might get a job in hospitality or coming to kick me out for vaping. Boro have forged links with an academy in Australia. The head of academy recruitment, Martin Carter, and the head coach of the under-18s, Mark Tinkler, were invited to overlook and support the NPL League 2 state club side who are based in New South Wales. I believe they're called Hills United, and they have a skills acquisition programme which is similar to our foundation phase, and run a youth development and professional development programme and produce around 50% of the youth international in the state. They have a structured youth development programme designed to produce their own local players with a pathway to their senior side. So you never know, we might find another Mark Schwarzer over there. So, you know, by the way, it was an all expenses paid trip for them lads. Right, we'll go on to some world news, and the world news will start with the sad news that Neil Cooper, former manager of Hartlepool and Aberdeen legend, has passed away. I think he was only 54. So we'll send our respects to Neil's family. And also the sad news that 18-year-old Mansfield striker Ryan Evans has lost his life. Like you say, all our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Such a sad story, that one. This is one that will cheer everybody up, and it just keeps happening over and over again. It wasn't so long ago we were saying, I think it was around about an October time, and Leeds had just sacked somebody, and we were saying there's only something like 90 sacking days left to Christmas for Leeds, because once again Leeds have sacked their manager Danny Higginbottom after a handful of games. God knows what's going on at that club. It's not getting any better for the Leeds fans, who must be absolutely off their heads because of the situation at that club. Like you say, a big, old, proud club with a great history, but like another member of a BOROFANTV team said, you can't live off your history. But I know your history goes back further to Champions League semi-finals. I remember Leeds as a great side in the 70s. So hopefully that gets sorted out and Leeds end up back where they should be, because they're a massive club at the end of the day and they should be back in the Premier League. The managerial merry-go-round has started. There's been lots of appointments this week. Jack Ross is now the new manager of Sunderland. He needs all the luck in the world, him. You know, brand new start for Sunderland. They have a new owner and now a new manager from, I think he's from some village in Scotland, St Mirren. I think they were a pub team. And they've managed to get Jack Ross. We've had Mr. Flashy Suits, Frank Lampard, is starting at Derby County. So, a great new start for Derby there. Frank will be excellent for loan signings. I dare say John Terry packed in Villa for a reason now. So you could see John Terry in a Derby shirt next year. But also, he'll be great for other loan signings from Chelsea and maybe Man City. Silva has been appointed Everton manager at last. That's been going on a while. Sam Allardyce got Silva's job when he was at Watford because Watford wouldn't release him. Then Watford sacked him. now, like you say, he's played the long game and he's waited. Everton sacked Allardyce and now Silva's moved into his position at Everton. And Pelegrini, he's took up the position of manager at West Ham. So that should be interesting as well, because obviously he's a ex-Premier League winner, and will he be able to take some success to West Ham? But like you say, he's been away from the Premiership for a while, where he's been manager, and he's been in a managerial position over in China. So let's see if he can do any good when he comes back to the Premier League. Just a quick mention on an old Boro favourite, Brad Jones. He'll be appearing at the World Cup for Australia. He's now at Fyanords, and I believe he's been doing okay over there. So this is Brad's second World Cup. So good luck, Brad. Hope all goes well. Last week's playoffs. We'll touch on last week's playoffs. Fulham, Villa. It wasn't a bad game, but Fulham overcame the Villa, which fair dues. Fulham finished third, so they played an extra 3 games, but like you say, they managed to get up. They were the better team on the day. Villa just didn't look like they were going to ever pull that 1 goal back. But like you say, it's poetic justice for us Boro fans after all you Villa fans were chanting at us. I hope you enjoy the Championship next season. We'll enjoy it even more now that you are still down there with us. Rotherham played Shrewsbury and overcome Shrewsbury 2-1 in extra time to be promoted to the Championship. So a nice run out of Rotherham for us Boro fans next season. Like you say, not too far down the M1. So like you say, well done Rotherham. And also promoted into Division 1 was Coventry City. They beat Exeter City quite easy. They go back into Division 1 after going down last season. So, like you say, congratulations to all them 3 teams. And also this season, all the teams that were promoted in every division managed to stay in that league that they'd been promoted into. And I think over the course of the Premier League, I think that's the first time that's ever happened. And finally, last week's big game, the European Cup final against Real Madrid and Liverpool, which really started off positive for Liverpool. They looked as if they were really going to take Real Madrid to the cleaners till Mohamed Salah left the field with his shoulder injury. Then, like you say, what happened in the second half, you don't have to explain it. It was an embarrassment. And is that the end of that kid's career? Or will Klopp stick with him and hope he comes back bigger, better and stronger after learning his lesson with 2 massive mistakes in the biggest game in anybody's career in a Champions League final? Like you say, we all know now Real Madrid went on to win 3-1. So with an absolute worldie from Gareth Bale. So now they've won the Champions League 3 times on the trot. And then what do you do when you've won the Champions League 3 times on the trot? 5 days, most probably the party was still going. 5 days after, Zinedine Zidane has resigned as Real Madrid manager. So the favourite for that job at the moment, I believe, is Arsene Wenger. So good luck to Real Madrid fans. This has been Guesty on Thank FECK It's Friday. It's nice and sunny. I hope you all go out and have a great weekend and a great night. Don't forget to like and follow on our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Goodbye.